Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Home Sweet Home Alone. I'm not going to do the film the service of putting clips of it in this video. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to help advertise it at all. Probably most of you will have already seen it by now. Most of my viewers will have already seen it. And God bless you. If you stuck through this film like I did, God bless you, because this is cynical filmmaking at its fucking worst. And I do apologise if you've got a sensitive disposition at all to swearing, then please do stop watching the video, because I've had a fucking enough. This film, Home Sweet Home Alone, is exactly the fucking concern that I had, that many people had when Disney took over 20th Century Fox. It's cynical in the guise that they're just picking properties, IPs, original IPs with great movies, and they are sucking them fucking dry of their charm, their wit and their charisma to dish out shit like this. This film is an abomination. An absolute abomination, and I feel sorry for those involved, because my God, Archie Yates in this film, who's in Jojo Rabbit, he tries his best, but there's nothing for him to do. The other central characters, Aisling Bea, nothing for her to do. She sits on a plane for most of the film, staring blankly into a screen. This film is appalling. It lacks any sense of focus, much like this video. The storyline is completely unauthentic. It doesn't make any sense. It's like some kind of video game kind of existence, this bloody film. And all manner of humour attempted throughout this film is poorly executed. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And my word, it is the fundamental example of a cash grab attempt from Disney to try and suck you dry of all your nostalgia. Throughout this film, we get all the songs that we heard in the original two movies. We have the McAllister symbol over these security systems. We have bloody Buzz turn up. My God, I am so glad, I am so fucking pleased that Macaulay Culkin did not have a cameo in this film, because the insipid nature of it is perforating through this fucking sieve of shit right the way through this film. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. It's a soulless retread of that wonderful classic family film. And when I say soulless, I mean it lacks any moment, any real moment where you feel something for the characters. You remember those feelings, especially in the first film, when Kevin is lost. He's wandering around the street before he fights the bad guys. He's staring into that family home, at that family having a wonderful Christmas, and he, honestly, as a child, thinks that his family are gone forever. There's pain in that film. There is no pain in this film apart from those watching it. This is awful. How dare you? How dare you make this kind of film? Awful. It lacks fun. Okay, I'll give some of the moments later on in the film are a little bit, entertaining in the basic sense, but it lacks any charm. It lacks any originality. There are extremely bizarre choices with the villains. Nobody's a villain. What's wrong, Disney? Are we not allowed villains anymore? In fact, Archie Yates is probably one of the villains in this. It's all shrouded in confusion, which would have made sense if they'd set it up properly, but the setup for this entire film is completely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It's boring. It's boring. Now, I did the thing where I didn't want to watch this on my own. I wanted to watch this with a selection of other kids, so my missus, niece and nephew came round and we watched it, and they zoned out. They zoned out. No word of a lie. They zoned out. They were questioning things that were happening on screen. 11, 12, 13-year-olds questioning things that were going on in the film. One of them pointed out, brilliantly enough, so they set the alarm at the beginning of the film, the alarm for the house. And one of them pointed out, hang on, why isn't the alarm going off when the kid's running around the house? Incredible. And yet, when the bad guys come and open the front door, the alarm goes off. One of the kids pointed this out. This film is fucking awful. It's awful. It doesn't know its ass from its elbow. Oh, I felt bad because the characters are set up to endure pain for no reason. It's a sadistic film. The original film gave you a reason to invest in Macaulay Culkin giving pain to the villains because they are actually doing something bad. In this film, they're simply victims of circumstance. They believe a certain thing has happened and they're desperate because they're about to lose their home. They're having to sell their home and move somewhere they don't want to go. They're desperate. They're not villains. They're victims of circumstance, and yet this film wants them to suffer. My word. Talk about not making any sense. And the kids didn't understand why they were being hunted, why they were being made to suffer. We spent half the film with them, with this family who end up turning into the ones that need to be punished. Why? It's ridiculous. The pointlessness in turning Home Alone into a franchise has never been more apparent than in this film. And I fucking hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. Joyless. Unfunny. Like I said, shockingly sadistic and criminally boring. Absolutely criminally boring. Nothing. There's nothing about this goddamn fucking film but pure, cynical nostalgia. Cash grabbing, money sucking garbage. They spaff this film out without any thought or due care or attention. Awful. Awful. And I've got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Do not watch this film. Do not subject your children to watch this film. Put on the original 2. In fact, put on number 3 as well. I don't like number 3, but it's far better than this tripe of a spaffed out, sieved through piece of shit film. Happy fucking Christmas indeed. Unbelievable. In fact, if you want to punish your kids this Christmas, by all means put this film on, I reckon. If they've been naughty all year, just take their phones off them, sit them in front of the biggest screen you've got, alright, with a certain amount of distance for health and safety reasons, and just put this film on and tell them they cannot move until after the film, and then you will see a change in their attitude, I reckon. This film, for me, is going to be a solid 1 out of 10. There is nothing of good, no redeeming quality in this film. Everyone has exposed you to the terrible script, the terrible setup, the terrible action set pieces, the bizarre choices to show odd flashbacks or shared dreams. What? No, absolutely not. Derivative nonsense. Generic on every single level. You could throw any kind of descriptive nonsense for this film and it would fit. You could throw anything against the wall to describe this film and it would stick. Appalling. And that is it. That's this review done. 1 out of 10 for Home Sweet Home fucking Alone. My God. And they even say in the film something about, how stupid and pointless it is to remake classics. Well done, you self-referential piece of shit. You did exactly what you said you were going to do. You referred to yourself in the third person, exposed yourself as that which you just described. An awful cash grab remake. A reboot, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't even make any sense. Awful. Stay away, everyone. Watch something better.